Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight, for our 100th episode, we're going to have a toy showdown to try and decide once and for all who is the best toy company of the 90s. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, for 100 episodes, is my good friend John. John, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm so excited.
Cheers.
Congratulations,
Cheers,
sir.
That's
Cheers.
100.
100.
Boy,
did that go by fast.
It did, really. I mean, I guess doing this during the pandemic is how that'll maybe feel like it goes even faster. But oh my God, we have a fun show planned tonight. I don't know how the fight started between Ryan and I. I didn't start the fire, but it's always burning since the wheels been turning. But we've been beefing for a while on this topic of who is the best toy company of the 90s. And tonight, once and for all, it will get decided. So actually, I haven't put up the poll yet. I didn't even do that. That's important, right? Because you all in the chat are going to vote, right, John? Isn't that exciting?
Yes. Your voices will be heard. They will be. They might be swayed by the end of this. Who knows?
You never know, because it's not just Ryan and I debating this topic, but we have special guests coming in as well. A lot of our toy tuber friends, as well as like legit, people that help market and make toys. So it's really exciting to hear everybody's opinions tonight. But let me put it in right now. So who is the best toy company of the 90s? All right, so it's going to be, just so you know, it's either Playmates, Toy Biz. Let's see, what was the other one? Kenner Hasbro.
Kenner was early 90s, but then eventually
they're bought up by Hasbro.
So it's an umbrella there.
Yeah, Kenner we'll give it to him, Kenner Hasbro, because it happened in the 90s. And then last but not least is McFarlane. It's hard to talk about 90s toys without having McFarlane Toys in there. So let me put the poll up right now. That poll is going to be live throughout this entire debate. So get your votes in, but maybe you want to hear what Ryan and I have to say. John and Craig have prepared very tough questions. And some of our guests are picking some different toy companies. So you never know. But we should have a lot of fun. Really excited to be doing this with Ryan. And then Craig, thank you so much for being a moderator with John in this. All of the channels featured tonight and websites, I have links to them in the description below. So for Yes Have Some, Mad Hatter, Toy Shiz, Ramen Toys, Mega J Retro, Ryan Ting, For On to Zuckuss, all of them, you can find links in the description. And I encourage all of you to, if you haven't yet, go to their channels and hit the subscribe button for all of them, because there's a lot of great content creators out there. And I think we should support everybody because we're all sharing the love of toys. All right, John, before we get into the actual showdown, I think we got to say hello to the chat. It is hopping. There's no way I can say hi to everyone, but I'll do my best to get through it. We got Cobweb, KMD Baby, Riley Bob is here, Space Cowboy, Jonathan, Death Saves Hutch, Scott Baker, Free Run, Mikey Dibs, Abigail Garner, celebrity in the chat, Michael Y. Gervais, Toy and Fun. I think the what is it? Oh, what's the dang character? I'm blanking on it now. See, it's not even going to happen. From episode 1, Jar Jar. There won't be any appearances, but
get a Jar Jar appearance.
I'm even mentioning it right now. Retroaction, Evil Villain, Michael Palmer. I Want My Vintage, Nelson A. Dartherian, David V. Yes Have Some, Live Action Toys, Ryan B. VCG Cosplay, All Music Fan, Toy Stalker, Mike Davis, Flash, Totally Rad Dad, Overman, Roxor Comics, Smedberg. Let's keep going. Hit the like. Yes, indeed. Shinovo, Master Blaster, 16-bit Misfits. We have multiple super chats. Riley Bob. I know Nick Dillinger did as well. Team Playmates. Where smash the like button, everybody. Ray Alonso, Space Cowboy, Heldor, Michael Travers, Superman. Okay, that's the best I can do. I'm sorry if I missed you, but yeah, it's a crazy night. Get your votes in. I'm looking at it now, and neither Ryan or I's picks is number one. But Nick Dillinger did a $20 super chat for Go Team Playmates.
Wow.
Don't worry, Alias Angel Alias. You made it to the show. You did. You made it. Okay. So, John, before we get into the thing, I just want to say thank you for doing 100 episodes of this with me. It's been a ton of fun. It's nice to have chats like we just normally have in real life, and we get to hang out every single
broadcast for the entire world.
Yeah.
But I thank you for inviting me to do this with you.
Yeah,
I look forward to it every Sunday, every time we can squeeze one in, whenever. Yep. I love it.
Same. We've already got sides being taken. # Team Doell. So, lifelong toy collector, let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. It's time for the moment where we've all been waiting for. It's time for a toy showdown.
The turtle party wagon is ready to roll right over the footpath.
Geek Dad Life presents a toy showdown to decide who is the best toy company of the 90s. Jay will be backing Playmates Toys, and the challenger will be Ryan Doell from Yes Have Some's Toy Anxiety, who will be backing Toy Biz. We'll also have special guest appearances from Toy Shiz, Mad Hatter Reviews, Ramen Toys, Mega J Retro, from Forlom to Zuckuss, Ryan Ting, and will be moderated by Craig from Yes Have Some and John from our very own Toy Geeks. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Wind up in the recovery room. Oh no, Retro Mutagen News.
Wow, what an intro that was. Hi, everybody. Craig here with John. John, I got to say thank you for having me on the channel. I feel I've never been a part of another channel like this. I feel like a little bit of pressure, in a little bit of I don't know. It feels good to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Craig. I'm from Yes Have Some, from Toy Anxiety, and I'm super excited about tonight. I was really grateful that you guys asked me to be part of this.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And looking at the screen right now, it feels like we're in some strange multiverse.
Right? Yes, it really does.
But
I'm expecting quite a debate tonight. I'm expecting a lot of fire being thrown. And I'm not taking sides, even though Ryan comes from our world, and obviously you and Jay have Toy Geeks. And by the way, congrats on 100 episodes.
Oh, thank you. And for anybody that doesn't watch Toy Anxiety, you got to check it out. The gang that you have put together, you guys never disappoint.
Oh man, I appreciate that. We have a ton of fun. We all do this for the love of toys, but this is the second debate to ever happen on this channel, and the first one was probably my favorite thing that ever happened, maybe in my entire life. So I'm so happy to be a part of this one.
Yes, this one, everybody's going to walk away friends. We're not going to be stewing in anger for hours.
No angry emails, nothing.
No.
It's going to be awesome.
This is all in good fun.
Absolutely. So, what's going to happen tonight? I want to make sure everybody's up to date with what's going on. Ryan from Toy Anxiety, and obviously Jay, the Geek Dad Godfather himself. They're going to be debating the best 90s toy line. They have each picked a horse in the race, so to speak. And, we're going to have questions, normal debate style. They're each going to have 2 minutes to answer, a minute to rebuttal the other's answer. And John and I have both prepared questions, and nobody has seen these questions, which I think is the most exciting part.
I'm nervous.
Me too. Shout out to Abigail Gardner from Toy Anxiety, who I gave an assignment today, and I was like, please help me with these questions because I'm drawing major blanks here.
I think the worst part was trying to come up with even more than one question, two questions,
right,
about the same company.
Sure.
or
right.
directed, at the same company. That was the hardest part for me, I think.
Right. And obviously I know who I'm backing tonight. I had to have come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Mhm.
So, well, I don't want to waste any time. I want to get to this because there's a lot to cover. And why don't we go ahead and introduce our participants? Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I've got a couple intros here. Again, thank you for the help, Abigail. Here we go. From the Research Triangle of America, the glad father of that sweet, sweet Geek Dad life. When it comes to live streaming, he was in the chat room where it happened. And trust me, tonight, this guy is not throwing away his shot. Jay Glatfelter. Hello, Mr. Geek Dad Life. Welcome to your own channel.
Yeah, let's go, Playmates. Let's put it in your votes. We're here for the Turtles. We're here for the Star Trek. We're here for the Simpsons. I don't want to see anybody sitting on their couch. You need to get involved right now and hit your vote right now.
Yes, yes. And hit the like button as well, as they like to say around here.
Yes. There's 233 in the watching and only 138 votes. So people are holding back their votes, and I'm ready to earn them.
Earn those votes.
Yeah.
Let's get to our your opponent, the other debatee or debator. Here we go. You know him from my side of the pond. All right, from the frozen tundra of Vancouver, the human tea kettle without a censor, serving it to you fresh wrapped in soft goods with a dash of salt. Your favorite joint queen and mine. When he's not on eBay, it's because he'd rather be dreaming of Padme. That's right, from Toy Anxiety, Mr. Ryan Doell.
Hi, I'm Ryan Doell, and I'm here to fight. I'm here to take on this Geek Dad life and let him know what he's dealing with here. Yeah, Canada's polite, but we're tough. And we do not back down from any fight. So I'm going to let you know now. I hope you brought your A game there, bud.
There you go.
Because this is going to be, I have an email ready to go when this thing is over. And it's about 8 pages long. And as someone who's never worked in the toy industry, I've collected toys all my life. You're going down, sir. You're going down.
All right.
Eventually, we're going to have the next sequel to this show. The spinoff is going to be Geek Orphan Life.
Oh, God.
All right. I like that Ryan said Canadians never back down from a fight. I don't think the entire country has ever even engaged in any kind of conflict.
We burnt down the White House in 1825.
There you go. Okay, well maybe. Yeah. Oh man, this is going to be fun. So let's just restate the rules. What's going to happen is we are going to have an opening coin toss that will bring us to who will be going first in their opening statements. Each has prepared opening remarks, and from there we will alternate. Like I said, John and myself have prepared questions. Neither of our members of the debate team here, or I guess they're not a team, but the two folks arguing tonight about which toy line or toy company from the 90s is the champion of all have seen any of the questions. And we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. So John, do you have anything else before we get to this coin flip? Any advice for our contestants?
Clean fight. No shots below the belt. That's it.
Wait, I did not agree to that. I did not agree to no cheap shots.
No grappling guns.
No grappling.
No
guns.
bow staffs. No bow
staffs.
No snap
no
on
claws.
No claws. No laser shooting from your one eye. None of it. You want a clean fight. All right, I'm going to get to this coin toss. What do you guys think?
All right, yeah. Wait, can we see what side? Like, who gets to pick here?
Well,
I call beaver tails.
So I was looking for my Two-Face, Kenner, Batman Forever coin. Could
Mhm.
not find it, so we are settling for the good old-fashioned United States of America quarter. And if anybody's wondering, the state on the back is it's not a state; it's an old quarter, actually. So it's just the
Well, doesn't
regular
home team
quarter.
Eagle?
gets to call the side, right?
Yes, home team's going to call it in the air. It is going to be a
Okay.
normal flip, a catch,
Okay.
and then a second flip. That's how I do it.
Okay.
Jay, call it in the air, and you will be able to pick like in football, if you
Yeah,
want to go first or defer to
defer.
Ryan.
Okay.
That's
All
what it's going to be. All right, Jay, call it in the air, heads or tails. Here we go.
Heads.
It is tails. And here's there's the proof. All right. So tails. So Ryan, would you like to make your opening remarks or would you like to defer to Jay?
I'm going to defer to Jay.
Oh,
Wow.
that was my
Wow.
move.
It's a
Wow.
strategy already. I like what's going on. All right. So, opening remarks in the toy debate. The greatest toy company of the 90s is on the line. Jay, I give you the floor.
You know, I want to take off this bandana because this is serious, and it should be treated as such. You know, everybody in the chat right now in America, I'm here tonight advocating on behalf of one of the greatest toy companies of all time, and especially the greatest toy company of the 1990s. Now, I'm not here to say that Mr. Dole's selection of Toy Biz is a bad company. I'm not saying that they're the worst thing ever. I'm just simply saying that Playmates is better. And yes, there are other options available to you, like Kenner Hasbro. But let's be honest, Kenner didn't even survive all the way through the 90s. They had to latch on to another company just to make it. And McFarlane Toys, were they even toys? Did you even toy, bro? So really, it really comes down to Toy Biz and Playmates here. And for me, if you look, it's like Batman has the greatest rogues gallery. Playmates in the 90s has the greatest selection. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Toxic Crusaders. We also had Star Trek, Addams Family. We had Coneheads. We had Earthworm Jim. We had Simpsons, one of the greatest toy lines of all time, happened in the 90s. I mean, the list goes on and on. I can literally pull up a list on the internet and just keep talking. Space Jam, Skeletor Warriors. I know Sequest. I know there's big Sequest toy fans around here. Sequest was Playmates. Tomb Raider, Wildcats. Just so many great properties. But what does Toy Biz have? They got one. Sure, it's Marvel, and Marvel's great, but that's it. That's all they got. So is it just the Marvel toy company, or is it an actual toy company that can make many great lines like Playmates in the 90s? Really defined the 90s action figure experience. So if you still have not voted, place a vote for Playmates. It's the only logical and reasonable vote that you can cast tonight. I now give the floor to my counterpart.
All right, Jay, opening remarks. Now we didn't time the questions are going to have 2-minute time limits, but we're going to give Ryan the floor here to say what he needs to say. Ryan, in defense of Toy Biz, the floor is yours.
Well, this is going to be pretty simple. Seeing as I'm not talking to just America like some people here, I'm talking to the world as a Canadian, as a key part of NATO. That's me, Ryan Doell. I have to say, yeah, sure, he makes some good points. They made a lot of stuff, but at least what Toy Biz did was they started a trend that is now going on today, which is like the moment they started making superhero toys from Marvel, it never ended. It never stopped. There's a reason why Marvel bought them, because they were producing everything for them. And yeah, you can talk about how great Turtles are and how great Skeleton Warriors are, or even Darkwing Duck. But last I checked, their knees didn't bend. So for all you joint queens out there, at least they got that. Even Kenner couldn't do that. They were still stuck in 5 points articulation. And you can make a knock about like McFarlane Toys, do they even toy? Well, as far as I'm concerned, Turtles had just as much swivel arm as a Spawn figure. And those accessories fell apart just as quickly. And when it comes to role-play toys, Toy Biz was ahead of the game, man. 1997 hit, and then sure enough, you look on TV, there's Spider-Man handing kids web shooters with silly string. That shit's the bomb. You can't beat that. Toy Biz had like what? A fucking cardboard tube? You're, oh, hey, you're Donatello now?
Language. I'm going to deduct you a point. Remember what channel we're on here.
Oh, right. All right. That's totally fair. But the one thing that he got wrong was, like, did they do anything else other than Marvel? Absolutely. They did a 6-foot inflatable Godzilla toy for the Godzilla movie in the 90s. That thing is killer. It is one of the best. And I don't care what anyone says. They had remote control, Jurassic World toys. They did everything across the board with Marvel. They did Bots Master. Do you remember what that is? No. Who cares? They look cool. One of those robots was a baseball player. And I'm pretty sure that the Turtles ripped that off when they did their Sports Turtles. So that's a given. Plus, they also did 6-inch figures of Blues Brothers 2000. That was the only time you could get good. That was the better Dan Aykroyd toy than what was the other one? Coneheads? That's like pretty much, that's a Pete Mosen figure. Not even Dan Aykroyd. So don't even. So as we get into this, we'll get into more detail. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a playset question, 2022 being year of the playset. But this is where it starts, and tonight it ends.
All right. John, what do you think? These are some pretty intense opening remarks. Any initial thoughts?
Well, I don't really want to bury myself, but I think Ryan just about tore apart half my question.
No.
His opening statement.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine because we're gonna express.
Right, and we'll get Jay's rebuttal for each one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and we want detail here. No fluff. Okay.
Yeah.
The opening statements were beautiful and well prepared, but it's time to get into the real stuff here. So we're going to get to our questions. This is 6 total questions. And again, each of our contestants is going to have a 2-minute answer period and then 1 minute of rebuttal. And we are not going to go further than that. So we're going to try to keep calm here. We're going to ask everybody no applause until our contestants are done. All right, let's keep it civil here. We're 40-year-old men who collect toys. All right, we've got, we're part of society. Okay, we're on the top deck of the Titanic. All right. So Ryan won the coin toss and deferred. But since Jay made his opening statement first and Ryan just went, we're going to go back to Jay for question 1. Okay. John, do you want to start us off with your question first?
Well, John's asking.
No, I'm asking Ryan's
question.
I'm asking questions to Ryan.
Gotcha. Perfect. I know how this works. So I will be asking questions directly to Jay. Just to let everybody know, I tried to make these non-toy line specific as possible so they could be applicable to either side of the equation. Well, I will ask Jay his question first. Jay, are you ready?
Yeah, I just do want to say that somebody said I look like I'm in my late 30s. Thank you, Justin.
Yes, I think I rounded up and down for everybody. I was coming to a common denominator. Okay.
Hey, none of this sucking up to the competition here. I'm already seeing. I saw a bribe earlier of $20, and now I'm seeing like, oh, Jay, you're so pretty. Stop it. This is not the time nor the place.
Okay. All right, Jay, are you ready?
I'm ready. All
right, your first question. Oh, I wish I had some music, but that's fine. Your first question. If you could pull one single action figure from 1990s Playmates out as a standout figure that is the defining figure of the entire decade, what would it be and why?
Wow. Okay. All right. It's a great question, Craig. Thank you so much. I
Sure.
really appreciate the time that you
Stop
put into
delaying.
this.
Get to it.
Sure.
I have my time, Joel. I have my
He
time.
has his time. Well, I put 2 minutes on the board.
Okay, 2 minutes on the board. So, if I had to pick out of the 90s, the one that would represent it for Playmates, it would have to be Toxie from the Toxic Crusaders toy line, because it is the most 90. I mean, any of those figures are the most 90s action figure of all time. They are by which anything that you could call 90s holds themselves up to, because it had everything. It had the neon colors. It was in scale with all of their other great toys that they have made, like TMNT, Star Trek. It was an incredible figure and toy line. But just the little speckled kind of paint, the neon green, orange, the incorporation of the toxic ooze that you could put onto the glow-in-the-dark accessories. Glow-in-the-dark. I know there's glow-in-the-dark fans out there. So it had everything. Glow-in-the-dark, neon colors, amazing scale that was standard of the day. It just looked 90s. It was incredible. And I think it represents how Playmates really set the bar for toys in the 90s, and everyone was just chasing them. If I still have time, I cede it to Doel.
Wow. You with 33 seconds left. A succinct and wonderful answer. Thank you very much, Jay.
Shut up.
All right. Now, Ryan, you have 1 minute to rebut and to give your rebuttal, because that's what I just said. I said it twice.
All right.
1 minute on the clock. Go.
This figure right here, multi-jointed action poses Spider-Man. This figure right here was ahead of the curve. This one is now what we expect from every toy ever since. Multi-posable, beautiful art packaging. Even the back of the card shows you everything that's coming and what he can do. This is what we always looked for in everything, and this product delivered. Playmates had none of that in all that 10 years, and they're just starting to do it now, and they're still using that same damn toy. So I'm going to say that this figure here, multi-posable Spider-Man, this set the standard. And even though the sculpting, evolved as we went, this is the one.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I can't respond, right? I have to wait till my next question. That's fine.
That is. I mean, you could. It's kind of like in a wrestling video game. Like you could run out and break the rules, and it would be fun. But we'll keep it civil for now. Okay.
All right, John, it's your turn, I guess.
All right. Ready, Ryan?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. It's fair to say that a lot of Marvel Toy Biz buyers kept their figures mint on card. Did Toy Biz help start the adult collector market for retail and create all of us today?
Tell me when the time starts.
2 minutes on the clock. Go.
I am glad you asked that, John, because I was going to bring that up. At this point here, the moment these figures came out, even when it's just even like the first wave and you got characters like Nightcrawler, which is perfect, this was designed as a collector's line. And yes, kids were playing with them. And yes, there was a cartoon coming out a year later. But this was a definitive line that helped create collectors now. Like even from me, from my age, I went from playing with Ninja Turtles to collecting X-Men.
Oh.
From comics to the toys, everything. And that's when it went, like, I kept a lot of mine on card. I took even some of them that were out. That's when I started getting shelves in my just in my bedroom as a teenager, just to display my my X-Men figures. And then from there, it was, we were lucky to get Spider-Man, all that stuff. And since then, I think that really helped trigger for McFarlane Toys to start coming out with theirs, and which even triggered Kenner to start doing Batman, which was a more collector friendly line. And again, and now all of these X-Men, they were getting pushed on in Wizard magazine constantly from the get-go. So even though you won't see just, you'll see other toys like they would, and I will give this one to Jay, that they do have like the TNG figures that are always kind of in here. However, the top and front page of Toying Around was always X-Men. So I'd have to say X-Men was definitely pushed as a collector's line.
I mean, how long was that? That felt like 7 minutes.
No, he had 14 seconds left. He could have called the store and placed a pickup order. He had
Getting
plenty of
nervous?
time.
We're not getting nervous. I just want to make sure I have the amount of time that I need.
John, did you see the commentary in the chat? There's a couple people going, "Hey, Ryan's making some good points here."
I know. I think a lot of these people that haven't voted yet are being swayed heavily.
It is currently a dead heat tie between Kenner, Hasbro, and Playmates at 37. Toy Biz in third with 17%, but it's been growing. Dole, you have been moving it up.
Yeah, and you know, the exit polls are showing that there's a couple surprises that we didn't see coming. The data it was manipulated, and I don't know. I'm just trying to say things that sound like politics.
I'm gonna raid Jay's house
now. Can I respond? Can I? Dole, do we have the timer?
Okay, the timer has been set. You have 1 minute for the rebuttal.
All right. I just have two things. Number one, did any of those Marvel figures have an actual like limited number attached to them? Did any of them? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Did any of them?
No, but they had the collector cards that came with them.
Well, I'm just saying, Toy Biz didn't even make it collectible. Playmate Star Trek TNG, the TNG line, Star Trek line did it. The second thing. You're talking about how Kenner did Batman because of Toy Biz. Listen. Kenner was that's my Craig. Listen.
I like that. Sounds good coming from the other end.
Batman figures since the mid 80s. And when did the X-Men line come out? When was that? 91, 90, 92? 91. The Kenner resurgence for Batman happened in 1990. So your dates are wrong. Check your facts. I'm sorry. I appreciate
those were still toys. Those were still toys. People weren't collecting Batman going, I need to keep this mint on card.
All right.
Folks, Craig has the floor.
We will shut this all down. Okay. All right. Opening round of questions. I think that went pretty well. I really like that.
Yeah.
Gotta
John,
turn my AC on.
So I know that there's people voting. John, do you like the defenses you're hearing so far? Are they bringing the heat?
I do. Yeah, there's a lot of thought being put into this, a lot of heart. You know, you guys are doing a great job.
Yeah.
Well, we love toys. So
You do. I'd like to see you both to take this just a touch more seriously, because after all, this is the most important night in toy history. All right, so let's take a little breather here, and I believe Jay, it's time to hear from one of our first special guests.
Yes, so we do have special toy tuber and toy guests that are also going to share their opinion on what you should vote for. So let me share the first one. This one is from our good friend Toy Shiz. So let me give him the full screen and we'll let him start.
Hey everyone, Toy Shiz here, and congratulations to Monsieur Geek Dad Life. You got to do the little hand thing, you know, when you say that, of course. Congrats on your 100th episode. Very cool, and thanks for having me be here. Looks like we're going to have a little discussion about which toy brands are the best, right? Well, we all know Ninja Turtles are pretty dang amazing. Playmates Ninja Turtles back in the day were a ton of fun. Can't knock them. Very cool designs, just all out blast, right? Lots of great memories as a kid, that's for sure. But I will want to mention Kenner, though. See, Kenner in the 90s, for me, it really went back and forth between a lot of different companies. But Kenner with mostly Batman, DC stuff. And then, of course, you had Aliens, right? That's another great brand. So many from when we were kids. It's you can't even name them all. But yeah, the Aliens line was quite a standout for Kenner. But as I'm going to be talking about today, of course, Toy Biz. I'm on the Toy Biz side. Go figure, right? No one would ever guess with the name Toy Shiz. But I'll tell you that with Toy Biz, where I really started to gnash my teeth into the whole collecting world, right? I used to go on that Toy Biz hotline and find things like the alien symbiote Venom here, or, go over and have a Tri-Spider Slayer. But that was the cool thing. Toy Biz started to delve more into what you saw exactly in, let's say, a cartoon show like Spider-Man the Animated Series. Not so much a Green Venom, but you get the idea. It's basically a whack-a-mole game in an action figure. But they really started to take things from the comic books, the cartoons, movies, things of that nature, and turn them into action figures. Whereas before, it was kind of like a free-for-all, right? Ninja Turtles, you never knew what iteration you'd be getting for the most part. I mean, heck, if you wanted a giant Master Mold, you got that. Or you wanted a Venom in a giant robot suit. That wasn't in the show. But hey, Galactus was in the Fantastic Four, the Power Hour, right? And then you have the guy that got chased in the Bell Tower. And you know what? Hey, you wanted a Wolverine? You got a Wolverine. A little pop-out claw action. You don't like Wolverine? Well, Werewolf Wolverine? Yeah, we got you covered on that. Howls and everything, just as Toy Biz would, of course. And then you had the Playsets. The glorious Playsets, right? Spider-Man's Daily Bugle. Scorpion can fight J. Jonah Jameson while Spider-Man just hangs out. You got the Green Goblin chilling street level. Why not? There's the Tri-Spider Slayer again with Venom. And I don't know, Madam Web's somewhere around there. And it was just awesome. So with all the wonderful, glorious toys of the 90s, from Playmates to Kenner to especially Toy Biz, that's where my money goes. So I wish you all the very best. Again, congratulations on 100 episodes, and I'll catch you guys soon. Adios.
Well done, Toy Shiz. Wait, why am I saying that? He was doing the other one. Never mind. You're my friend, Toy Shiz.
Jay just voted for Toy Biz.
Good night, everybody.
Nobody's unsubs from Toy Shiz. Toy Shiz is the best. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
All right. It's time for round 2 of questions. Now I went. I've already lost on whose turn it is. So
I believe it's John's because you went first last time.
Right. So John, you were going to be asking Ryan his question first. You have the floor.
All right, Ryan. Toy Biz produced stinkers like Battle Builders, Blues Brothers 2000, Bots Master, Hercules, Cull the Conqueror, and Xena Warrior Princess. The best toy company is a big title to hold. Should the Marvel license alone give them that title?
Let me know when it's time to go, Craig.
You have 2 minutes on the clock. Go.
I say no, because the Xena Warrior Princess figure was in the Wizard Top 10 action figures of the month for like a year straight. Okay? And if anything is going to define the 90s on what was important and what isn't, it's Wizard Magazine. Lee's Toy Review? Pretty sure they did a spotlight on Xena and that jackass that played Hercules as well. So you know what? I would actually say no to that. Plus, I think they also had probably the most screen accurate Lara Croft figure that came out in the 90s. And when you all say, yeah, that's a stinker and a dud, but did you ever play it on PlayStation 1? Yeah. So they actually nailed it. They nailed that likeness. It was perfect. So I would actually say no. But is Marvel the definitive? Probably. But I would probably even go as far as saying I think Xena and the Hercules as well. I think those are up there. And those are still collector's items now today, too. I still see a lot of people looking for them, and I still see a lot of them on card and people trying to get those figures as well at toy shows. So I say no.
All right. With time to spare now, Jay, I guess it's your turn to offer a rebuttal. I know what mine would be, but I'm not going to steal your thunder. So go for it.
My question is, wasn't Lara Croft a Playmates toy?
Both did one.
Okay, but the Playmates one is the one people want. They don't want the crappy Toy Biz one.
Yeah, but I'm saying the Toy Biz one is more screen accurate.
Yeah, listen.
Was the Toy Biz one the free giveaway from Toy Fair? Wizard Toy Fair?
I think so, yeah.
I want to know who these people are that are still searching for Xena and Hercules figures at the toy show. I was at the toy show all weekend. I didn't see these people.
But it's again, like if you've seen those figures, and Lucy Lawless is an incredible human being. and just a beautiful human through and through. But if you see that figure, it is a grave injustice on Lucy Lawless, because that thing is how do we say on our show, terrible. It has blocky arms. It has a smushed up face. It's awful. So I don't know how anyone could say the Xena Warrior Princess is a good representation of good toys. I'm sorry.
Hey, the show was hot. That's all you could get. And when you're starving, you'll eat anything.
Again, we're talking about best toys of the 90s, and those Hercules
But
and
we're-
Xena
But
toys
you're
are-
looking back at it now. If we're thinking about the 90s as the 90s, that was sufficient at the time.
Time. Speaking of, you're done. And also, Ryan, you're not allowed to interrupt the rebuttal.
Yeah, exactly. This is my time.
Oh,
Don't
great.
you-
I'm the Republican here. That's great.
Nobody wants to be that.
Nobody wants to be that.
Xena Mock is $6 now on eBay.
The collector's item. All right, good stuff, guys. All right, Jay, are you ready for your second question?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Here we go. And once again, thank you so much to Abigail Gardner for helping craft these questions. I have it in my contract that I have to say that before each one. All right. Jay,
Okay.
range, scope, and diversity are important qualities in the foundation of any successful toy company.
Mhm.
Do you feel that Playmates represented multiple categories efficiently, including different franchise licenses, ranges in scale, articulation, etc.?
It's a great question, Abigail. Thank you so much.
And
for writing these
Craig, I
questions.
read it. I sounded really cool when I did it. You have 2 minutes on the clock. And sucking up to the people who write the questions will not get you any more extra points.
I'm just saying it to make sure it's known. Anyway, no, I think if you look at in totality their list, I think you do, because you have the small scale like Exo Squad. They're like sweet little 3-inch figures with exo suits. That's incredible. And then they defined the 5-ish inch scale figure for the 90s, but they also had giant scale figures as well. Remember those giant turtles? Those things were awesome. And they did that for everything. They did that for Disney. Did you love Disney Afternoon growing up? Did you love Darkwing Duck? Did you love Tailspins? Tailspin. It was there. Your childhood and up until your adulthood was represented.
Multiple episodes of Tailspin.
And then to close out the decade of the 90s with the Simpsons toy line, one of the most all-encompassing toy lines ever created for a TV show. Boom, that's one. Star Trek, one of the most all-encompassing toy lines of all time for any TV show ever. Boom. I mean, it just, the diversity was huge. I have no regrets or faults or any misunderstandings of that. And again, everyone was chasing Playmates' tail in the 90s, and no one quite caught it.
Wow. Dropping bombs.
I got my rebuttal ready.
All right. Well, we've got 1 minute on the clock for the rebuttal. Ryan Doell, go for it.
So they weren't chasing anyone's tail? Are you sure? Because it seems like they were looking for their own Jim Lee franchise to make toys of, to compete with Toy Biz. That's what that looks like. And as far as diversity goes in their toys, yes, they did giants. They even did like their own series of micro machines where they had the little play sets that you could open up the comic books and have danger rooms and all of that. But they had something nobody else had. They had jumbo action figures that were also projectors, where you could project scenes from the X-Men and Spider-Man animated cartoons onto your wall and enjoy them. And even though it might have not been completely diverse in IPs, they were very thorough in what they did with the Marvel license. So even though their big heavy hitters might have been X-Men and Spider-Man, they also did Iron Man, Fantastic Four, and they were able to mix in all the Avengers within all of those toy lines.
All right. That's time. All right, very good. You know what, Ryan, you've surprised me so far with some of the deep cut facts that you're pulling out in your remarks here. John, how are you feeling about that round?
That was good. Yeah, I am surprised. Ryan, how tall is that stack of figures next to you?
Oh my God, Jake Stevens would be so proud of me right now.
We're gonna find out that Ryan actually bought out Toy Biz and has their entire. That's why he's defending them. It was a great purchase. It was a good investment.
Yeah, I'm doing what Craig does. I'm doing a justification here. This is what this is. This is all one big.
I just want that whatever that Mary Poppins bag is he has over there. Just
And
doing
it's like
close-up
Mr.
magic
Bean pulling out pens.
All right, was that was our second round? So I guess it's
second
time.
round.
It's
Yeah.
time for our next special guest.
Yes.
I don't want to influence any of the scoring, but I like I said, I am
Let's check it.
impressed.
Yeah. All right. So Playmates still in the lead with 39%. Kenner Hasbro in second with 37%. Toy Biz has been kind of stuck at 17%, and McFarlane way in last with 8%.
Wow.
Ooh, well,
Don't tell Todd.
But Todd has enough problems to worry about. But Jay brings up literally anything Ryan pulls up. It's incredible. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
how many times? Listen, not to I love you both, but how many times is Jay gonna just throw out The Simpsons? I was like, yeah, we know it exists, but where is it?
This is a commentary for after, okay? Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, right. Staying neutral.
The Simpsons. All right, here we go. This is from Ramen Toys, a new friend of the channel. So let's hear what they have to say. Here we go. Let me share the screen, and here we go. Let me make it full screen here.
Hey, Jay and John, congratulations on 100th episode of Toy Geeks. My vote for best toy maker of the 90s goes to the creator of Spawn, a really great pop culture of the 90s, and one whom, in my opinion, really revolutionized action figures with things like their movie Maniacs line, and my personal favorite, the Metal Gear Solid figures. Such attention to detail, accessories, and realistic look of an action figure. So my vote goes to McFarlane.
Well, there you go. There you have it, folks. Our McFarlane, but McFarlane is. I don't think McFarlane has a chance. Actually,
he doesn't. Even though he changed a lot in the industry. I will give him a lot of credit for his influence. However, you can't play with a McFarlane.
No.
Especially if it's a female figure.
Oh man,
no.
Incel makers, am I right? Like,
oh, come on.
Hey, this is
Hey, listen.
No. Listen. All right, so we're in a good spot here. We've had 2 rounds, 2 of 6, so we're a third of the way through. This is very exciting stuff. I believe that it is now my turn to start this off, and we are going to start with Jay for question 3. Right. Jay, are you ready? You've quenched your thirst? You've taken your break?
I promise I'm not going to say Simpsons once.
That's going to be tough because my question is, which of these Simpsons playsets? No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Question 3. Please cite specific memories of your first interactions with the toy line you represent. How and why did it hook you? Please be detailed.
Wow.
This is a question rooted and routed, because I don't know which one's the right one to say.
That is a very Abigail Gardner question if I've ever heard
in
yes.
Nostalgia, right? This is all about nostalgia. Yeah. Everyone's got a personal attachment to these lines. So first memories of going down the Playmates hole. Shouldn't have said that. Jay, you have 2 minutes on the clock. I'll wait till we catch our breath. Okay. Honestly, that's one thing we haven't talked about. It's not a great name for a toy company. Okay.
Oh, we got a shirt coming tonight, folks. By the way,
Yes, we do. Yes. Somebody whip up that design. We'll do something with it. All right.
Oh.
Jay, are you ready?
I hit it, but we were laughing too hard. I got to do it again.
That's what she said.
Okay,
all
there
right.
you go. There you go. Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. Playmates memories. Go.
Well, that's when Hef invited me. No. It was I will say it was before the 90s. It was in 1988. I remember I was at my cousin David's birthday party, and he got these Ninja Turtle figures. It was the first time I ever saw them. And Ghostbusters was my number one. It's still my number one in my heart. But when I saw those figures, it's just it kind of it captured my imagination on a level by which a few other toy lines post that period really did. And in the 90s, they kind of just took it to another level with their kind of crazy assortment of characters. I remember getting Worm and being blown away by just the designs. I remember, going to Toys R Us and looking on the toy shelves and the variety in color and style and presentation. It just captured the imagination like no other toy for me in the 90s. And so the first memory, the most vivid, and the thing that really took me until, probably until Power Rangers was really the Playmates Turtle line. And the extension of that was some of the other lines that they had, the Dick Tracy line. I fell hook, line, and sinker for the Dick Tracy line in 1990. People forget that 89 was the summer of Bats, but 90 was the summer of Dick Tracy. And all of us kids I had the Dick Tracy watch that Playmates made. I had the action figures, and those figures are great. The vehicles are great. But so many of my formative collecting memories are tied to those early Playmates toys.
All right. Right at the buzzer. We have 2 seconds to go. I haven't even heard it go off yet. Well, there it is. We did it. We finally made it. Jay, I thought that was great. The great walk down memory lane there. Ryan, your rebuttals and reflections on what was just said. You have 1 minute on the clock. Go.
That is super endearing. So it's really hard to just go after Jay about his fond feelings. So I'm actually just going to share mine because I was hoping we were going to get into it as well. When I started reading comics, X-Men was my gateway drug, as it's pretty obvious. And that was even before Jim Lee's #1 came out. When #1 came out, it was a big deal. And inside there was an ad for Toy Biz and X-Men. And at this time, I was mostly reading Excalibur. My favorite character in Excalibur was Nightcrawler. And then the ad showed this, the Nightcrawler action figure. I needed it right off the bat. And like when I say I need it, and when I tell people you need that, that's what this all comes back to. It comes back to this. And this was the first time I ever felt like, besides like, when you're a kid and you're just like, oh, I want that because of the toy commercial. This was the first time I felt like I needed it. And I felt seen as a fan. And at that time too, he was only in
Childhood's
Excalibur.
over.
Boom. Childhood's over.
Childhood is over.
I will say I have vivid memories of that toy as well, because that was a hard one to find with that wave. It took me, actually, I never found it. I remember my step grandfather found it, and I remember him giving it the Nightcrawler to me, because Nightcrawler is my favorite as well. And I was just so excited, but it was one of those, I don't know if it was difficult in Canada, but I could not find that figure.
So yeah, it kind of was, but here's what's crazy. Like, it was at that age too, where you're just becoming a teenager. So your parents are trying to wean you off toys, but they knew I was so excited about that figure that my dad got this for me for Christmas.
Hold on. I love this idea of your parents trying to wean you off toys.
Well, it's a different generation, right? Where it's kind of like,
sure.
he's getting older now. he doesn't need to play with toys. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's not really playing with them. He's collecting them. And they were like, well, it's better this than drugs. So were they wrong?
Yeah. It's really easy to hide your drugs under all those carded Toy Biz figures.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're up, sir.
All right. Ryan. Kenner Hasbro reignited 3.75 Star Wars in the 90s. It's still going strong today. Even 12-inch figures. You're such a Star Wars fan. Why Toy Biz over Kenner Hasbro?
Because you guys were talking shit about Toy Biz and it made me mad. That's kind of what it comes down to. Because I do love Kenner Hasbro, and everyone knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a huge Batman fan. And you know, even when I think back to Hasbro and like they did a Superman line, a Death of Superman line with a really good looking Superboy and Superman figures when Superman had the mullet. Great stuff. But I can't just sit by and let people that I actually somewhat respect talk shit about something that feels very, very special to me. Like poo. Talk poo about it. And you know what? It's like, and I still look at these figures still today, and they still they give me those feelings. So yeah, I can't just sit by and let people talk bad about something I love. And that's why I chose Toy Biz.
All right.
I was bullied into it.
You have a minute left, but that was it.
Jay could take it. He can.
All right.
I can take it, huh? All right.
1 minute rebuttal to all that.
Okay. Here's the thing. Yes, Kenner did great things, but they couldn't even survive the 90s, right? I mean, I think really Hasbro already owned them by the time they were doing the Star Wars revival. And that probably did usher in collecting for me with that line. And so, yeah, I think it is a little disingenuous for Ryan to pick Toy Biz if really Star Wars is his true love, you know? But I have to is he just talking about how great Hasbro Kenner is because he knows Toy Biz can't win? And if you look at the chat right now, Kenner Hasbro's at 37% and Playmates is at 37%. I just got to question Ryan Doell's ethics here. Is he already giving up on defending Toy Biz, or is he really here to try and say Toy Biz is the best toy company of the 1990s?
5 seconds left. All right, we're done.
Toy Biz is the best.
All right, there you go. Wow. I will say the chat is amazing tonight.
Oh yeah, James makes a good point here. Nobody's mentioned that.
Oh, just wait. Something's coming. I got something in the old back pocket I haven't talked about yet.
Ryan's got something in the old Canadian kettle cooker. By the way, for reference, I do believe that Hasbro bought Kenner in 1991. So Kenner as a standalone company kind of didn't even really exist in the 90s at all. It was an illusion. And for those of you who are being exposed to Ryan Doell for the very first time, cheap plug, join us every Tuesday night on Toy Anxiety, 9:30 p.m. on Yes Have Some, for this, this kind of the friendly banter.
The link's in the description. It's right
there. You go. So okay, that was a great round. I feel good about that. Was that round 3 or round 4?
That was round 3. We got
round
3 left. 3 rounds of questions left.
All right. So let's, I'll throw it back to Jay. We've got another special guest.
We do have a special guest. This one is our good friend Nier from Mad Hatter Reviews. And I think you might know which way he'll lean. So let me share that right now.
Whoa, video's not working. Oh, man.
Oh, give it a second.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
It's not working like when Toy Biz had Marvel Legends.
Oh!
Hello, Geek Dad Life. How are you guys? Congratulations on 100 episodes. Okay, what a milestone! What a feat! Hello, Jay and John. Okay, you guys are looking well. I don't know that. I just assume you're looking well. This video was created in the past, so hope that everything is okay. Jay, I can just picture you now. You're probably sitting there to your right, Darkwing Duck and Goslin, I think. John, to your right, Castle Grayskull, I think. I never forget a collection, so hopefully I'm on the money. Thank you for inviting me, and again, congratulations on all you guys are killing the game. Okay, I think in 1,000 episodes, I hope to be brought back for a Geek Granddad Life. I think that would be a nice renaming of the channel once you kind of get a few gray hairs there. But I was brought in to just kind of weigh in on this 90s business. I was actually thinking, I was like, maybe I'll put like a 90s music bed, like Mama Said Knock You Out or like Wu-Tang Clan or something. But I didn't want you to get a copyright strike, Jay. So I'm doing this for you. Also, I'm going to try not to curse. All right. So let's get into the question at hand. Who dominated the 90s? Are we going to say Playmates? Or are we going to say Toy Biz? Or are we going to say something else? If you follow the Mad Hatter channel, you know that I got to go Team Playmates. All right, take a look at the background. Take a look at the shirt. I'm Playmates all the way. All right, Ninja Turtles, crazy seminal line. Okay, by the way, not to take anything out of Toy Biz. All right, that's the thing with these contests. There are no losers. It's all the plastic game. Okay, everybody wins. But for my money, I got to go with Playmates. Now, some might say, hey, Playmates Ninja Turtles line started in 88. Does that really carry over to the 90s? I believe it does, because for me as a kid, and 90s were a special decade for me because I started that decade as a little kid, and then I ended up as like an adult kind of teenager. So that holds a special place in my heart. And it wasn't until 1990 that they start ramping up to some of my favorite characters, which are like the secondary characters, your Muckmans, your Mondo Geckos, your Pizza Face, and all the variants like Punker, Don, and all those guys. Those are the guys that, to me, not only just made Ninja Turtles great, but also sort of defined that 90s kind of aesthetic where we were obsessed with creatures and mutants and slime and that whole sort of like Nickelodeon era Gak pizza Double Dare kind of milieu. Is milieu the right word? I think it is. But so I got to go with Playmates. Now, that's not to take anything from Toy Biz. Toy Biz, very, very influential, obviously, in the Marvel X-Men of it all. And without Toy Biz, you wouldn't have the juggernaut that is now Marvel Legends, that is just killing the game, just releasing multiple characters. But I got to go with Playmates. And I don't just go with Playmates just because of TMNT. Playmates had a lot of great. They had there was the Dick Tracy line. I thought that line was really cool. There was Darkwing Duck, another great line. They had Savage Dragon. They had Wildcats. They were rocking pretty steady in the 90s. And if it wasn't for 1999, I might even give it to Toy Biz. But 1999 saw the world of Simpsons come out, and that jump-started just this gigantic new line of like just these beautiful Simpson characters with the play sets, and that lasted for a long time. That was Playmates too. So I think that Playmates, their strength was in the beginning of the 90s and then the end of the 90s. And so I have to give it to them because, again, this is a personal thing. This is like, do you like vanilla or chocolate? You guys might say, hey, chocolate sucks. I'm a vanilla guy. I'm a Playmates guy, okay? And just special shout out to just some other two that I can think of is McFarlane Toys and Kenner, man. For me personally, I thought that McFarlane Toys was the thing that made sculpting, beautiful sculpting possible. Without McFarlane Toys, I don't think you would get a lot of the NECA stuff that you have now, because they were the first ones to kind of like make figures almost statue-esque and raise the bar. And then Kenner was the thing that made me like a toy hunter. Okay. Like when that Power of the Force came out, I felt like that was the first kind of introductory to what is called toy hunting and going out there and trying to find maybe a Chase 3 3/4 lightsaber. You remember that? Green card, Darth Vader without his helmet. Remember that? All that stuff. So those would be, not that I was asked for like, honorary mentions, but I'll throw in 2 honorary mentions there. But again, there are no losers in the toy game, okay? Because second place gets toys too. So anyway, that's my way in. If anybody knows me, you probably knew I was going to say Playmates. So that is it. Again, congratulations on 100, this milestone for Geek Dad Life. I love that title because you got geeks and you got dads and you got life. Who doesn't like those 3 things? So anyway, I'll let you guys get back to all the shenanigans and all the debate, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.
That was great.
That was great. That was awesome.
He is awesome.
Oh yes, Mad Hatter, good friend of the channel. And if you haven't seen, there you go. I thought it great as a new follower. Check out his channel. Keeping it real. Love Mad Hatter reviews. All right.
Yeah.
Round 4.
Round 4. This has been so much fun. I just got to say, I'm really enjoying the spirited debate, and I can't wait to see where this goes. 3 more to go.
Do you want to check in on the vote since we're kind of
sure? Let's check in. Let's see where we're at. Let me guess.
So in first place, it seems Mad Hatter did his magic because it was Kenner took the lead again, but after that video, Playmates is back in the lead with 38%.
Wow.
Toy Biz is in third with 18%. Kenner Hasbro at 36, dropping 2 points, and Mcfarlane, it's just not his weekend, is at 7%.
Yeah, but was there any robots and dinosaurs in there?
What he needs is a monster truck that only men characters could drive.
All right, we're gonna get going here. Okay, who's first, John or myself? I can't even remember.
Look at the notes. I believe John is first.
All right. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with that, but there's just so much spirited debate. I'm getting distracted. All right, John, go for
John,
it.
you have the floor, my friend.
All right, Ryan.
Yes.
It's no denying that the first few years of Toy Biz Marvel were pretty stiff looking. They were very stiff looking sculpts. Playmates, pretty dynamic sculpts. They had the posing was a little bit better. Would you have liked to have seen Playmates tackle Marvel?
Oh,
Careful.
that's a
Hold
question
on.
I did not expect to hear.
Hold on. Let me get out the timer. Think before you start burying yourself.
Yeah, right. Let's.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes on the clock. You're good to go.
Okay, I'm actually going to say no with that, and I'm going to bring up Mr. Spider-Man up again, because as dynamic of a pose they would have put him in, he would have been stuck in that pose. He wouldn't been able to like bend his knees or crouch, or he'd always be stuck like this the whole time. And so I'm going to say no. I don't think Marvel was meant for them, and I think watching them be able to progress from those stiff looking figures that they had, like, I know you're thinking about like Captain America or maybe even like Iron Man, like, and again, like, I get it, like that's where you're trying to go with, but I think them seeing what they can do here, and then as they got through the 90s, they completely elevated their game with dynamic posing, with dynamic sculpting, and they became like literally a force to be reckoned with by the time like 94, 95, 96 hit. So I'm going to say no. I'm glad they didn't. Playmates did great with who they had, but Toy Biz did a bang up job at the end of the day. So I'm glad they stuck with it. And those figures are charming, and I get why people are saying it, but my nostalgia and my heart says I'm glad they stuck with Toy Biz and evolved to proper toys, to proper sculpted, beautiful looking toys.
Right. Jay?
Okay.
rebuttal.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute on the clock.
I want to comment on Ryan continually bringing out carded toys into this debate. And I do want to ask, were any of them played with? This is greatest toy company, not greatest carded figure we put on a shelf company. Number one. Number two, if we're talking about articulation, look no further than Playmates' own Star Trek line, where you not only have, it's not 5 points, this is 9 points of articulation. All right, you got the here, you got the here, you got the elbows here, you got the swivel cut there, you got
Can't even hold anything.
joints, you got knees. Look at that knee bending, mister. The knees don't bend. That's a look. You do an Irish jig right here for you, mister. Okay. So I don't want. I'm tired of hearing about this very articulated Spider-Man figure that was so great that for 30 years it's never even been taken out of the package.
Time. All right.
Pah!
I like dancing data. Didn't think we were gonna get dancing data tonight.
Yeah, I noticed he can't hold his accessories. That's kind of cool.
Okay. Next up, Jay, I've got a question for you, my friend.
Okay.
All right. Playmates, as you know, is your that's who you are defending tonight. Select one vehicle or playset from your chosen toy line, Playmates, that could stand up in the court of law as strongest contender in a battle against your opponent. So one vehicle or playset that is the if aliens visited from another planet and said, "Show me your Playmates' best playset or vehicle, or the world will be eliminated," what would it be?
Getting out Google.
Well, no, I
Here
saw
we go.
He's getting out Google. He's opening up his briefcase and removing his Google.
Listen. You said playset or vehicle. How about both? Technodrome, baby. One of the greatest play sets of all time. It is one of the great, not only great play sets, but one of the great villain play sets of all time. And it's not like, one of those, like the USS Flag, which is gigantic, but it's not really a vehicle. You can't do anything with it. But the Technodrome had wheels that actually worked. You could push that thing around. So it was a great vehicle, and it was a great play set. It had all of the features that you would want out of a Technodrome. It had a jail cell. It had a bridge. It had a weapons rack. It had a little station where you could pour a little ooze on to drip on the retro mutagen ooze on the TMNT turtles. It had a control deck. It had a bouncing eyeball that would land on the bad guys. You could connect to other play sets like the sewer play set. Interconnectivity, expanding your world. It's arguably, it could be the greatest playset of all time, but of the 90s, especially compared to Toy Biz, which at best had a Daily Bugle, which was just like cardboard and some plastic. Do we need to go look at the old Danger Room sets for the X-Men? Are we going to call those play sets? Come on. The Technodrome could run over all of those, and it's not even up for debate. It's a freaking Technodrome.
Well, it's very much literally up for debate. Just to let everyone know what we're doing here.
And yeah, I'm sorry. There's just no counter that Toy Biz could bring to the unbelievable, undeniable excellence of the Technodrome.
Wow. Oh, yeah?
All right. 1 minute. Technodrome has been put on the board. This is a John, I want just a little commentary here. This is a chess piece. This is a move that I have been waiting for all night. And this is where I don't know anything about chess, but I feel like checkmate might be happening soon. They're going to touch the thing on the side of the table with the thing.
One of my favorite lines from Hamilton is knight takes rook, but look. That's one of my favorite moves in chess. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, chess, checkers. I don't know, John. Technodrome's on the table. Do you feel like Ryan has anything that he can say in this rebuttal that we've got coming up?
It's got nothing. But go ahead.
The Technodrome is hard to beat for the 90s. Real hard to beat.
Really.
And unless you're pulling out a big box of Toy Biz something right now, I don't know what you got.
Ryan, go for it. 1 minute.
So he brings up the Technodrome. The Technodrome that couldn't even save the line on its dying days. Because at that point, people have already moved on to other toys. Clearly, right? Like McFarlane was alive. Like, what was going on then? Like when that one came out? Nothing. No one could afford it. So I guess it's cool to have if you're a rich kid. And then on top of that, you know, like you can't eat, like everyone loses the pieces. That thing fell apart. So I don't understand why anyone would want, like, yeah, okay, your giant golf ball on wheels. Great. Do you have an eye for that? Oh, I lost that day one. Whoop-de-ding-dong. That thing's like dead in the water. And on top of that, like, yeah, like I said, like it was like near the end of the line. If they really wanted to make a big statement with it, they would have came out like the same year or the year after the sewer lair, which it didn't. So even though that was nice that it came out, it's still like I haven't seen like any updates to a Technodrome.
Time.
Okay.
Time.
Okay. Okay.
Can I have a minute to fact check just real quick?
All right, we're gonna give you 30 seconds, but we're
Okay.
not
Fact
happy about
checking.
it.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
You
Guys, I
said
could totally be wrong.
literally, the TMNT started in 88. The sewer playset came out in 89, and Technodrome was 1990. The line didn't end until like 96.
But no one was buying them in like well, okay, maybe I wasn't buying them in 1990.
Is this special Canadian math? Because it doesn't add up.
Yeah. It's Queen's math. Thank you.
I was trying to do some quick research there. I did confirm the Technodrome was released in 1990. There was part of me that was thinking maybe Jay was going to get disqualified from this question with an 89 release, but it was 1990. And we've been very careful to make sure Ryan has not brought up Toy Biz Batman tonight because that was 1989 and does not qualify for this event.
Right? That's why they did. That's why I knew that. I was like, fuck, I can't even use the Batcave because that thing is like perfect.
Right.
The Toy Biz Batcave is perfect.
All right. Where are we?
We're to our next video, but you usually like to do a little check-in with John to see how things are going, right?
I do like doing that. We've got 2 questions left.
We do.
I think that was a tough round for Ryan.
That was intense.
That was a tough round.
That was hard, man. Come on.
I think we're ready for our next guest video.
All right. This next one is friend to everybody in this debate right now. Jake Stevens from Forlom to Zuckuss wants to share his thoughts on who should be winning tonight. Share the screen. Where did you go, Jake Stevens? There you are. Hold on, I gotta find the video. Here we go. Hit play, and here we go.
Hello? Hey, man. What's going on? You got a second to talk? Sweet. Hey, listen. I got a conundrum because Jay called and asked me, what toy company do you think was the best in the 90s? And I'm like, duh, it's Hasbro. But how should I go about communicating to that? Because he wants me to make a video to explain why I think that. And so I'm trying to figure out what the best scenario would be. I mean, spitball in here. I'm thinking like, what if one way I was like in a chair, like, you know, as dressed up as like an old man with like a pipe and a blanket and a rocking chair. And I'm like reminiscing about the great small lines that Hasbro produced during the 90s, right? I could do things like, you know, in my day, Bucky O'Hare was a great line, you know. James Bond Jr. was fantastic, you know. Alien Resurrection, Jurassic Park even went to Hasbro for a little bit. I can go on and talk about random 80s toys that were really cool because they were all little like Stargate. They were really these small confined lines that were produced some really cool stuff. Yeah, you don't think? No, you're not feeling that? All right. Here's another idea. Here's another idea. The idea is I like go to school. I can film it in my classroom, and I can pretend like I'm a little kid giving a report, and I can be like, like on the toys of the Hasbro produced in the 90s, and I could say like, you know, Hasbro's evergreen lines like Transformers and G.I. Joe continued to reinvent themselves with things like Sergeant Savage and G.I. Joe Extreme and Transformers Beast Wars, which is very famous and popular even today. Yeah, it sounds really dumb when I say it out loud. Never mind. Here's my other way. What do you think? What do you think if I have, like, on a table in front of me, a bunch of Star Trek Playmates toys, but behind them, I have Power of the Force Star Wars toys. But the audience doesn't know that. And I'm sitting there at the table going, well, the best toy producer of the 90s looks to the stars, and they created play sets and vehicles and lots of characters and role play items and 12-inch dolls, and the whole time everyone's thinking I'm talking about Playmates Star Trek, because they did too. But then I brush those aside, and it's really all Power of the Force 2 stuff. That line is legitimately one of the best toy lines. Like, I think it's the end of the golden age of toy lines. Power of the Force 2 was. They had everything from mailaways to exclusives to stands, that you name it, they had it. So what do you think? Would that be a funny thing to do? Yeah, I know. Listen, I know. Here's the other thing, though. I thought I could even spice it up a little bit more. I can have like a little cutaway footage, like someone like spying on me, and then like found footage of me like later on apologizing to like a Playmates action figure, saying, hey man, I didn't mean to lead you on. I didn't mean it. I know Playmates was killer, man. You guys did Turtles, you guys did Trek, you guys did, what do you think? Oh, you got another call coming through. Okay, well, hey, give me a call back. Let me know what you think, okay? All right, man. Talk to you later. Bye. What am I gonna do?
Holy crap, that was awesome.
Wow. That was good stuff. Jake Stevens.
Legend.
He is a legend. All right. I think that was good. I think it was good to get a little comedic reprieve there, because things got so tense on that last round.
That was good.
We're going to go ahead and chug along here. So we've only got 2 rounds left.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with Jay here because I've finally started referencing the rundown sheet and see that all of my answers are right in front of me. If I would have just looked at it from the beginning.
I told you it was there.
Yeah, but I get, when we talk about toys, I get very nervous. It's the weekend. There's just a lot going on. All right, Jay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Question 5. Excluding Toy Biz, okay? Please leverage an attack on one of our other contenders, McFarlane or Kenner, based on a critical flaw you perceive that they possess and believe that your chosen toy company, Playmates, excels at.
I mean, it's not even a question, right? McFarlane Toys, one, doesn't care about both male and female collectors, so that automatically kicks them out. 2, they're not even toys. There's no articulation. Super brittle. Like, they're just a statue. They should have been McFarlane statues, not McFarlane toys. And so sure, they looked cool, but they just were. They weren't even actual toys. So everyone knows all of the criticisms of McFarlane. Sure, they kind of changed the game for collectibles, blah, 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 blah. Sure. Great sculpting, yada, yada, yada. Horrible articulation. So that's them. Kenner, while I think there was great stuff for Kenner, they also had their flaws. Batman was great, but they also introduced repainting Batman 10,000 times. Like, every single which way you could have a Batman in the same damn mold, they did it all the time. And even our beloved Ghostbusters toy line, by 1990 and 91, they were just rehashing and repainting those iconic Series 1 molds. And they just did it again and again and again and again. Playmates was bringing originality over and over and over, and really inspiring the imagination in all of us, not just for amazing sculpting, but posability and just having something that really lets you create your own adventures with a plethora of iconic characters from a large group, not unseen since Mego. And that's my final answer.
All right. With 5 seconds left. Killer response. Now, it's not really a rebuttal, but we'll call it a rebuttal. Ryan, leveraging the same complaints against Kenner and or McFarlane, what did Toy Biz do better than those two companies specifically? I'll put 1 minute on the board. And just to let everybody know, this rebuttal is brought to you by Geek Dad Life. 100 episodes of Toy Geeks Live and another 100 coming right up. Yeah, that's right. He sponsored his own show. He bought out in time. Ryan, 1 minute on the clock. Your go.
Okay, so what you could do with Toy Biz that you can't do with McFarlane Toys is actually play with them, because yeah, you can't. And just like Jay said, they were brittle. You take them out of the package once, boom, that's it. You're already trying to glue pieces back together and figure out where they go. As far as with Kenner goes, I can't really say I hate the repaints because, hell, we're still buying them in the Star Wars The Black Series. So, I mean, it still happens today with that same company. But at the same time, he's right. Like, I mean, we didn't get any repaints with Toy Biz. Every time they released the same figure again, it was always upgraded, always upscaled. So, again, like the originality that came out of Toy Biz, even if it's just Marvel, spot on.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. Yes. The big shelling out the big money, the big advertising bucks.
It's a prime time slot.
The next segment's brought to you by Noah's Arcade.
Wait, how can you tell the difference between Mr. Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man?
See, Mrs. Pac-Man has a bow.
We need NECA to make Wayne's World figures.
Yes, we do. But that's another conversation.
But that's Tuesday on Toy Anxiety. Catch us then.
John, you're up, my friend.
All right. Did the deep cuts that Toy Biz got into for Marvel, for Spider-Man, for X-Men, X-Force, all of that, did that hurt the line for the kids that had no idea who all those characters were?
All right. 2 minutes.
No, because if you go back with toy lines in general, there's a lot of characters no one knows anything about. Look at Playmates, for instance. Who the hell is Walkabout? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. They just look cool. Kids can use their imagination. Regardless of what people think today, kids can use their imagination. So even if they don't know anything about the character, they can make up their own scenarios, their own backgrounds. I mean, if this is a gateway drug to comics as well, which it was for a few people, I mean, they'll learn about who they are. If not, they're just going to make their own adventures. And I honestly don't think it has anything to do with it. And I mean, every toy line has its peg warmers. Toy Biz, Playmates, Hasbro, everybody does. And it's all going to come down to, do the kids think it looks cool? And that's what they're going to choose. And that's why you got like so many, you got a character named, well, I'm going to get bleeped out for this. There's a character named Chode. And guess what? He got his own toy. And it wasn't because of his cool name. It was because he looked cool. And he came out with the same line with all the space X-Men and all that kind of stuff. So they did like Starjammers. They did characters from like you said, like just weird characters from X-Force. And you mean we got them all. And like for collectors, it's great. For kids, I think it's fun too, because they can just come up with their own thing and it expands their universe and expands their imagination.
Great answer. All right, Jay.
My counter to that is simple. How many of those figures that you've shown us tonight, Ryan, have KB Toys 3 for $10 stickers on them?
None. Actually,
because unlike Turtles, okay, you can check your time because
I don't know if it was a literal question. It was kind of semi-rhetorical. I think I know what Jay's saying here. Keep going.
Turtles their peg warmers. How much is Scratch now? Let me look it up. $1,500 loose.
Yeah, for furries. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to. I don't listen. Whatever people prefer in their life, I don't want to put that down, Ryan, like you just did.
I didn't. I'm just saying. I'm just making a statement.
But those figures are incredibly valuable, more so than any of the others. Yet Toy Biz was.
You're done. 1 minute.
Oh, damn it!
You spent
Bang! Punchline denied.
Wait. Do I get more time because he threw in the furry comment?
I didn't give
Okay,
it.
we're gonna give you 15 furry seconds. And
Okay.
this comment is brought to you by FurryCon Anaheim. Grab your tail and head out west for a weekend of fun that you'll never forget. FurryCon Anaheim. Not a real thing, but I just made it up.
Maybe. If that makes you happy, I want you to feel like you can explore it, unlike Ryan Doell. So
Exactly.
anyway,
Me too.
so I forgot my trailer. Anyways, how many of those damn toy? Every single one of them. 3 for $10, 17 for $5 at KB Toys. Most of those damn toys have those little stickers on them still because that's how poor of a toy company they were in the 90s.
All right. 5 rounds down, I believe.
Jeez, dude.
This is intense.
He's acting
Getting
like
personal.
Playmates, like he never like. Now let's see. I love how he's just like, I'm just not gonna acknowledge Star Trek Next Generation. Buy this bin for $5. I'm not gonna acknowledge that, but that's okay. That's
Well,
okay.
it's like any good debater does selective reasoning, right? Sure.
It's fine. It's fine.
So we've got
you got one winner with Scratch. That's cool.
we've got one. Here's what's gonna happen. We've got another guest video. Then we've got our last question. And then we're gonna get to some closing arguments. We're gonna wrap it up here in the next little bit. Let's go to our next guest.
This one, friend of the channel, another great toy tuber, Mega J Retro, is going to share his thoughts.
Hey, Jay and John, I just want to congratulate you guys on your 100th episode of Toy Geeks. And I just wanted to put in my own personal vote for the best toy company of the 1990s. Unfortunately for me, I was already getting out of toys around that time, high school and all that kind of stuff. But I still loved toys. That was definitely not something that I was giving up on. Master Universe had pretty much disappeared around that time. That was my favorite line to actually collect. But a very close second line that was really, really, really close to my heart, especially with the 1990 movie, was, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And you know what? I kept collecting even to the 90s. So my vote for the best toy company of the 90s will be going to Playmates Toys. Once again, congratulations on your 100th episode of Toy Geeks. And let's not forget that Gwildor is holding on to the cosmic key. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Mega J Retro. Just another Canadian. You're
even care.
thumbs down a fellow Canadian, Doll?
No, Ryan isn't. Let me explain what's happening right now. Ryan seeing a fellow Canadian talking about Gwildor is literally the best thing he could possibly see. But he's in full kayfabe wrestling mode right now, so he has to act like he's not. He's gonna go backstage and have drinks with that guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna share a car on the way to the next arena. Yeah, that's right.
I love it. All right, so we are down to our final question. I will be going.
You want to check into the vote right now?
Let's go to the vote.
So currently, as it stands, Playmates #1 at 40%. I'm sorry, Doll,
Kevin Eastman in the chat. What's going on here?
Someone was clearly paying everyone $20 to vote. So
I didn't.
No, it wasn't you. It was Jackass in the chat.
Oh, I was Craig. It was Craig's birthday. I gave him $20 for his birthday.
Thank you.
There it is.
And I spent it all this weekend.
Exactly.
All right.
Hasbro 36, Toy Biz 18%. It's been kind of sitting at 18% for a while, Doll. I'm sorry. McFarlane Toys continues to drop at 6%.
Well, if we look at the trajectory, Ross Perot got 18% of the vote in the 1992 election, and then he disappeared and eventually died. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm excited to find out. John, you're starting us off on our last round. Your question for Ryan, go for it.
Okay. Well, we had a pretty harsh item-specific question with the Technodrome, but there's an item-specific question for Toy Biz. They gave us something that could neither action nor figure, and gave what I consider the worst toy of the 90s, and that's the Mutant Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Your thoughts. That's it.
Oh, my thoughts on it?
Yes, your thoughts. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's no better than that gold Leonardo that they put out that also was just like nailed to a base. So, I mean, everyone has their flubs, right? And that's just what's going to, when you have a Hall of Fame, you just want to have it there. It's like the Oscars of mutants. Are you going to win an Oscar and then play with your Oscar, with your Golden Globe? By the way, I worked on Into the Spider-Verse, so I should know. So when you think of Mutant Hall of Fame, when you think of this, what was that Leonardo? The 100th edition Leonardo? That was gold, which set this trend that Hasbro now even does with painting things gold and expecting you to buy it and love it. No. At least those ones, at least they had some extra color to it. And they look good on display if you like that kind of stuff. Not necessarily my thing, but you know what? It's still better than that gold Leonardo.
I was hoping somebody was going to bring up the gold Leonardo tonight. We had some fun at the toy show this week, and we came across the old Toys R Us exclusive History of Leonardo 10-pack.
Ooh, yeah.
And Abby goes, who would want that? And I said, nobody, ever.
Well, Craig would. I figured Craig would want it. He's the Leonardo of Toy Anxiety.
No, well, I'll take it. Jay, Jay, do you have a 1-minute rebuttal or comments on everything that just happened? You have 1 minute.
Again, the difference between the two is you knew what you were getting with the Golden Leonardo, right? All of us already had a Leonardo at that point. It was a really cool thing to put on your shelf. The Mutant Hall of Fame, its tragic flaw was that you thought, say Iceman, which is a really hard figure to get back then. Remember, it was like $100 at any comic book shop or toy shop. You thought, I can get this Mutant Hall of Fame. There's an Iceman right there. Finally, I get to have this figure. No, it's super glued together and its feet are stuck into the base. So it was a travesty of toy collecting and should remove Toy Biz from contention on that alone.
Should have got Iceman when he first came out then.
Honestly, saying how much the Iceman figure was worth.
I still have some time. I take that time back. I didn't know that Ryan Doell was such a collecting elitist. And it represents the top 1% of toy collectors. But I'm just letting you know right now, I represent the 99% of us.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on to that thought.
I'll put it this way.
Closing arguments.
For anybody who doesn't know what we do, if Toy Geeks Live and Geek Dad Life is all about acceptance and openness and love, then you might as well call Toy Anxiety the Stargate Keepers of toys.
We are the Vince Clortho of toy collectors. We are gatekeepers.
We are. Okay, so that was great, John. Round of applause. Amazing group of questions. That was great. Good stuff. Now we're on to the last question here. Okay, this is for Jay, and I've been looking forward to this one.
Oh boy,
Jay, you ready?
Yeah. Here
we go. Playmates toys. Let's do some analysis. Sure, they had a wave of Dick Tracy figures with no trench coats. Sure, they had 10 years of Ninja Turtles, but were any of those characters actually from the cartoon? And sure, Star Trek The Next Generation had an incredible run, and it continues to have an incredible run in every discount toy bin in America. The question is Playmates all flash and no substance?
Wow. Well, I thought this was supposed to be an impartial jury or moderation tonight. But clearly,
Oh yeah,
had
Technodrome.
fights.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And listen, yes, Star Trek toys are notoriously cheap. And I think a couple people are saying in the chat, like, weren't you given a TNG figure free? Absolutely. So has the value retained on those figures? No. But to say that they are, I don't know, just not of worth or value, just look at eBay sold listings. I guarantee you, per capita, the value of Playmates toys in the entirety of the 1990s would be like the GDP of America versus the GDP of Canada.
I thought it was GDL.
Countries into this. But it is not even a question if we're going to talk about value, because the Playmates toys are way more valuable in totality, all of them. The Toxic Crusaders, Exo Squad, all the TMNT stuff. Simpsons is, I know I'm not supposed to say Simpsons again, but Simpsons came around big time, and those are getting really valuable. So many are so valuable, and you can still find all of those so great figures that Ryan has shown us tonight for $10 to $20 at any flea market. And that's all I have to say.
Wow. All right. So, Ryan, we're going to give you 1 minute of a rebuttal. This is the last time you're going to be able to speak on Toy Biz before your closing arguments. Will it be something of substance? Will this be a game changer, or will this be the secret of the snooze? We're about to find out.
Do you
just
like?
came up with that.
Hey, are you ready?
1 minute. I'm ready.
Fucking go. Oh,
No,
we can go.
God. We're
Okay.
never going to get invited back.
Do you like toys, or do you like selling them? Because that's the difference here. Because it seems to me that some people in the chat and Jay himself seem to be more concerned of the value and what their resale value is of their toys than the actual toys themselves. So the thing is, do they actually care that they're cool looking toys? Do they care about the memories attached to them? So they're sitting there going, oh, we got Scratch. It goes for $450. That's great. But guess what? I can go buy Spider-Man for $5. And I can love Spider-Man and play with Spider-Man and have an army of Spider-Man. I can't do that with anything else, it seems like. On the Playmate side, that's too bad. That's too bad that you have to like just focus on the value and hoping that no one else can buy them. Because with me, I can at least share my X-Men and Spider-Man with the world.
We're done. It's over. That was good, though. I like that. Wow.
Well played, everyone.
Well played. Round of applause.
That was a good response. That was a good response.
Good.
I was just responding to Craig's question.
Good questions, Abigail.
Let it be noted that the last question was all me. I only had to modify it because one of John's questions was pretty close. So we wanted to get some variety.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have one more video still.
We have one more video, one more special guest. And listen, I've seen this. I know what's about to happen. This, Jay, you could have done yourself in on this one because this could be the ultimate of game changers.
Yeah,
that's why he put it last. That's why he put it last.
No, but it's not.
You're
going to be surprised.
Sport, and I feel like this should be a closer anyway. Yes,
you're going to be surprised, and then we'll get to our closing arguments. So,
Ryan Ting, I guess the brand manager for Marvel Legends at Hasbro or Marvel.
Ryan.
Oh, if he turns on me, I'm selling all my Legends. Selling all of them.
You know, Ryan Ting is he's part of the brand marketing team at Hasbro. He's one of the faces of Marvel at Hasbro, and I can't wait to see what's about to be said.
Yeah, maybe
this is like a fan first Friday.
It is like our own fan first Friday. All right, well let's give the floor to Ryan Ting. Let me share the video real quick. Here we go. It is in portrait mode, so I guess we can leave us here on the side as long as we promise not to say anything.
We'll live react. I'll mute my mic.
Hey guys, Ryan here. If we're debating the best toy manufacturer of the 1990s, with due respect to Hasbro, Playmates, and others, the winner for me has got to be Toy Biz. Their line of 5-inch action figures, beginning with the Marvel Superheroes line in 1990. You see my Captain America right there. That was just everything you could have asked for. From the detailed sculpts to the relevant action features, they did a great job of providing the most recognizable heroes and villains, and also introducing kids to new characters, deeper cuts, because again, in the early 90s, internet wasn't really prevalent. And once they introduced trading cards into the mix, you knew that was it for me, right? When we get beyond the Marvel superheroes and X-Men and Spider-Man lines, there were various sublines for Marvel. So you're talking things like Iron Man, Fantastic Four, Hulk, and Ghost Rider. So that was really fun to get those characters. In addition to this scale, right, we got awesome things like deluxe size figures. You see the Sentinel and Galactus behind me. We had play sets from the Danger Room, the Daily Bugle. We even had vehicles from the Blackbird Jet and the Fantasticar. And there were also alternate form factors as well. We got our Steel Mutants, which is one of my favorite little die-cast mini X-Men figures, and things like the Marvel famous covers, dolls with soft goods, which was really fun to expand the collecting world as well. And in terms of just the packaging of all these, we instantly recognize them from the Spider-Man art to the X-Men art, and they continue to inspire toys and collectibles to this day. You see, comic books, and even we recreate the packaging, because we all love Toy Biz, right? And I think context is everything when talking about this kind of stuff, because in the early 90s, of course, we had comic books forever, but then we had this new wave of television animation, starting with the X-Men animated series in 1992, and that led way to Spider-Man. At the same time, we had trading cards going on, a lot of us were into. We had Marvel characters exploding in video games, both home console and arcade games. And then the toys just kind of all reinforced that. And just the whole Toy Biz generation of that early to mid 90s, I think really defined fandom for an entire generation. And a lot of us superhero fans and Marvel fans in particular keep going to this very day. So what do you think?
Thank you, Ryan, for sending it in.
Yeah, Ryan's unite.
Woo! Unlike a lot of us toy tubers, he's like an actual person that is important and makes things.
Well, as a lifelong toy collector, I agree with the guy that works in the actual industry.
I mean, let's get to our final comments here. Then I think we'll maybe save a minute to do, because I've got a couple of thoughts, overall thoughts, but I want to make sure you guys get your.
You and John can share your thoughts as we close this out. I think that's fair.
Well, John, do you want to go first? I can knock it out real quick.
Yeah,
All
go
I'm going
ahead.
to say is I thought this was a great debate. I think it's really hard. Playmates, they had a lot of lines, a lot of stuff that's very memorable. Even though Dick Tracy didn't last very long, or Coneheads and things like that, it's still memorable. It's part of our childhood. Obviously, with Ninja Turtles, that is a no pun intended or no reference intended, but a juggernaut of a toy line that it's really hard to compete with. And Ryan, I thought you leveraged incredible arguments tonight. I thought that you did so much more to defend Toy Biz and make valid points than I was expecting. I think one thing Ryan Ting, was just kind of referencing, at the end of the day, the most successful modern toy line is Marvel Legends, which is a direct descendant of Toy Biz. And it has taken other companies to get Turtles collecting where, NECA and Super 7 are doing what for toy collectors, what Playmates would like to do, but is now struggling to do. So I think this was a great debate. I'm a little bit bummed that Ryan did not bring up WCW Toy Biz figures once.
Didn't need to.
He has his closing statements.
I know, but that was a very underrated toy line that did start in the late 90s. But he stuck with his guns. He stuck with X-Men and Marvel, and for that I say good job. This was a lot of fun. And Jay, you had unbelievable responses all night as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't think that the Toy Biz wrestling figures started until 2000. That's why I didn't bring it up.
1999.
99.
But their
yeah.
best figures came out in 2000, which is why I
didn't
really bring it up.
Post Dennis Rodman.
Right.
You know, I think regardless of the arguments, which were both fantastic, it's going to be always be impossible to pick whatever your favorites are. You know, not because of what, you know, something you're going to always have the thing that means more to you, more than just the toy itself. You know, it's the memories and the feelings of that. And you're always going to go to bat for whatever that is harder than anything, you know. But you guys did great. It was a lot of fun. You know, you made great points. And yeah, Ryan, I learned a lot more about Toy Biz tonight than ever. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change my mind, but
no, but there's a Daily Bugle playset in my future, or a bag of bugles. It's going to be one of those things.
In your eBay cart right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Oh my God.
Well, let's get to our final thoughts.
Right. I think Doel goes first since I went first.
Doel, Ryan, the guest. Let's give you the floor for your final defense of Toy Biz. Go for it.
As unlike Playmates, that was a series of one-wave wonders, Toy Biz was able to have several waves from several Marvel licenses all at the same time. Even Fantastic Four got multiple waves. Can't say that about a lot from Playmates. Looking at you, Skeleton Warriors. I think you didn't. Did you make it to 2? Someone might want to fact check that. But the bottom line, that is my last. That's my last dig at them, because I think, and like John said, bottom line is all of this is subjective. I mean, you're all going to vote for whoever you have the hardest memories for. You're going to defend whatever became part of your DNA, and comics for me is a huge part of my DNA. And X-Men was my gateway drug, and that was even before we had toys and animated series and all that kind of stuff. So it is very, very special to me to get into something and then watch that grow and expand around me. So, you know, I love X-Men more than anything. And I'm super happy I got to do this, because this was so much fun. And I'm glad your listeners got to actually hear some good, positive things about Toy Biz, because you guys like to take big, steamy dumps on it on a frequent basis.
Whoa!
So,
I thought we were being like, I thought we've moved past that part.
You know me. I gotta get that last one in, that last stinker in. But yeah, no, today was a lot of fun, and a big congratulations on your 100th episode.
Amazing, very.
And
cool.
I look forward to being in the chat for 100 more.
Oh,
and yeah, you guys have killed it, and you've helped influence Toy Anxiety as well. I mean, if you've ever listened to Craig rattle off names, he goes to 5 names, and it's already like, and so on, and
I can't do it.
He can't do it.
A lot of people in the chat, and they're all there.
Yeah.
And so on.
It's so funny. But yeah, like I said, you guys have influenced us in a lot of ways and helped make our show better, and we're very thankful for that. And we're very thankful to be a part of this tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's you are dear friends and part of the family as far as we consider.
Absolutely.
Anyways, we love you guys. All right, but that being said, can I have my time now?
Yeah. Let me have it. Let me have it.
No, I got nothing else to say other than there's so many great toys of the 90s. Sure, probably the 80s are the greatest, but the 90s are pretty great too. There's just so much stuff there. I think it's when a lot of us transitioned from kids that bought toys to collectors, and there were so many toy companies that did an amazing job producing great toys. And while I think Playmates was the best of the 90s, that's nothing against Toy Biz. I bought plenty of those X-Men figures as a kid. Same for me. That was like, I still vividly remember getting my brown Wolverine, that first version of Wolverine, and that was how I got into X-Men. Well, that and the arcade game. But so yeah, there's nothing but love to Toy Biz, and nothing but love to Craig and Ryan Doell from Yes Have Some and Toy Anxiety. The way that YouTube algorithm works means you probably know who these people are, but if you do not, click the link in the description below for Yes Have Some and give them a follow. If you like Toy Geeks, Toy Anxiety is even more fun Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m.
No, it's all fun. I love the toy camaraderie. You know, like, not to get serious, I know we're about to end. We're at the 2-hour mark. There's a lot of weird, toxic stuff that happens in like toy YouTube world, and we really want to be a part of it. So if you guys could find some
Wait,
channels
you want to be a part of the toxic YouTube?
Yeah, I want to feud with some people. I want to have some alignments. I want to take.
We need a plaque.
We need
a plaque that engraves all our names on.
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We need a
And
plaque.
go happy 100th.
Yeah.
GDL.
Yeah. No. We try to keep it. We try to keep it light. But we have very serious discussions. And if you've ever seen, you know, everything we do at YHS is we take serious. But yeah. And we have Jake and Abby on Toy Anxiety, obviously, and me, Jake and Abby, been doing YHS for over 6 years now. We have a ton of fun. But this was great. I love what you guys are doing, and it's been awesome connecting with Jay and John over the last year. And I don't know. I think more debates are on the way. What do you guys think?
I think so. I think there's plenty more to come. So if you haven't done it, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. And thank you again to all the people that submitted videos for today. They took time, and there was no half heart in it. They put a lot into those videos and did a really good job. If you liked any of their personalities, and they're all great personalities, give them a follow. And thank you so much to that. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for being a part of 100 episodes of Toy Geeks. Oh my gosh. John, I don't know how we got here, my friend. I don't know.
Real fast, but easy. It was easy to get this far.
And here's to 100 more, and here's to much more shared joy in toys with Ryan Doell and Craig. We must have some. Again, thanks to Abby for writing the questions as well. Again, no Stump That John today. We'll give John the night off. It was trying to stump Ryan and I today.
Right.
So Stump That John, all Toy Biz Playmates. There you go.
I just can't wait for 20 years from now, Jay, when the YouTubers are debating like Ben 10 versus Fortnite or something like that. Oh my God. And we're like, ugh. They don't even know what toys are.
Oh my goodness. And yes, I think this debate was a lot more fun than the last one, without a doubt. If you want to see sad comments, check out Toy Anxiety. If you want to see Stump John, check out a normal episode of Toy Geeks Sunday nights at 9 p.m. The final vote, Playmates wins with 41%. McKenna Hasbro at 35%. Toy Biz at 18%. Ryan Doell, you did nothing but raise up Toy Biz for all of this. Congrats.
Hold on. I want to leverage something here.
Okay, go ahead.
Were the other two, if it was just a one-on-one vote, I think it would have been closer. I think Toy Biz was maybe screwed a little bit by the spoilers of the Mcfarlane and the Kenner fans.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. Like the vote was stolen by Kenner.
Stop the steal! Stop
Hasbro stole the vote!
Stop the steal!
Oh my God!
Honk honk! Freedom!
And then controversy. Oh my God! All right, there you have it. This was a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, hanging out. Okay, John, please.
Next week, Jay's got a birthday.
Next
Sunday.
I do Sunday, but we'll take the week off, or taking Sunday off. But John and I will be doing stuff maybe this week, and there'll be other videos. So don't worry about that. But my birthday will be next week.
Oh, ours are close.
The March babies are the cool babies, right, Craig?
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right. Take care, everybody. And until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye.
Bye.